hundreds of bodies buried in unmarked graves. This cemetery in La Macarena has become President Alvaro Uribe's nightmare in his last days in office. La Macarena is located deep into the Colombian jungle, in a place that was once controlled by the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, or FARC. Human rights groups claim that there could be up to 2,000 bodies buried here, right behind the largest Colombian military base in the area. The government claims the dead were guerrillas, but people in the area say many were innocent civilians. Edison Cuellar is a human rights activist and a lawyer.
The attitude of the Colombian authorities has been very weak. They attempt to cover up. The military has buried these people, so as time goes on we could lose the DNA, and we may never identify them.
After the peace process with the FARC fell apart in 2002, Alvaro Uribe came to power and declared a frontal war against the rebel group. The new president doubled the size of the military and implemented what came to be known as Patriot Plan, with the help of the United States to confront the FARC in parts of the country where they used to operate freely. La Macarena is known as a consolidated area, a place where guerrillas were pushed outside from this area and reclaimed by Colombian authorities. But this mass grave that human rights groups say could be the largest in the country begs for the question, is the price for security too high? Raquel Benavides certainly thinks so. She says her son was killed by the military and passed off as a guerrilla fighter. He was found in a mass grave.
They killed my son for holidays, for some cash. They killed him so that the government would get more money from abroad. I feel anger because my son was an educated person and he was the light of my eyes.
Uribe's government has been dogged by revelations that thousands of young poor men and women were killed to increase the combat body count and then presented as guerrillas. In exchange, their killers got rewards. People in the area say that most of the bodies that were buried here were brought by the Colombian military. And as you can see, they were buried in unmarked graves. This number is the number of the registry in the cemetery, and 2010 is the year they were killed. The president visited the area to reaffirm his support for Colombia's military.
Terrorists have different ways. Through their spokespeople, they come here to La Macarena to try to find ways to discredit the public force and accuse it of human rights violations.
For many, Colombia is a safer place since President Uribe took office. But the cost of that calm will be debated as Uribe leaves office with serious questions over his government's human rights record. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, La Macarena.